So this is either going to be the biggest discovery of the century or it's going to be complete nonsense. But apparently the pyramid at Khafre at Giza has been scanned by radar, and that they allegedly detected massive structures that were stirring far below the pyramid. Allegedly, researchers said that they announced the discovery of a normal vertical cylindrical structures that were approximately 648 meters beneath the Giza plateau. They were using advanced synthetic aperture radar tomography. The team reported a complex of 5 multi-layer subsurface halls with sloped roofs connected by geometric pathways and 8 deep cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows. These hollow cylinders spiral downward and eventually merge into 2 gigantic cube-shaped chambers that are about 80 meters across. Now, the people that claim to have discovered this were Corrado Malanga of University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi of University of Strathclyde. Now, they're saying that these formations are man-made and not natural. Now, here's the thing. This is still waiting peer review and confirmation, so it's not confirmed yet. But it's already started blowing up all over the internet because of the fact that if this is man-made structures beneath the pyramid that's 2,100 feet below the surface of the Giza plateau, that could potentially be the biggest discovery of our lifetime, because what that would do is that would prove that there were civilizations back dating before the Egyptians that potentially were more advanced than today's current technology, which would be pretty unprecedented. Now, one of the popular alternative fringe theories that may or may not be true is that these giant structures that were beneath the pyramids were part of a gigantic ancient energy system rather than just tombs. Now, people that are supporters of this are saying that the precision engineering of the pyramids and enigmatic internal structures feature evidence of some kind of power generating machine. Now, the engineer and author Christopher Duns argued famously that the Great Pyramid was essentially a huge geomechanical device, like a power plant, designed to convert Earth's vibrational energy into microwave or electric power. Now, according to the scenario that Christopher Dunn put out, he said that there were resonating chambers and strategic materials like granite in the king's chamber, which were used to amplify the vibrations. The pyramid's architecture guided the energy upward, which could then be extracted. There's a lot of other fringe theorists that are saying that the newly reported vertical shafts and massive cubes underground could fit into this energy mechanism model. For example, a guy by the name of Greg Reese hypothesized that these new findings could suggest that the cylindrical wells might have served as conduits for energy and sound, and that the huge cube structures could have been energy storage or stabilization units, kind of similar to the components that you would have from a large industrial generator, because this stuff resembles giant subterranean capacitors or Tesla coil systems, according to some of the theorists.
What were the pyramids in Egypt used for? We've always been taught that they were for tombs for pharaohs, but new research suggests otherwise. A group of researchers used SAR technology. It's a radar technology, so they can see if there's anything underneath the pyramids in Egypt. And what they found is mind-blowing. They found cylindrical structures that go 648 meters deep. The cylinders also have some sort of a coil or a staircase wrapped around them, which leads to the question if they were being used for energy or going somewhere else. Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the pyramids in Egypt, because he believed that the earth has its own energy and that if you tapped into it properly, you could generate energy for free and have a limitless amount. He used this information to patent one of his inventions in 1905, and he called it the art of transmitting electrical energy through the natural medium. It was triangle shaped, and it was known as Tesla's electromagnetic pyramid. Throughout history, we are always told that humans advance as time goes on. But when you look at what we are discovering with the pyramids in Egypt, you have to wonder if past civilizations were more advanced. What do you think the pyramids were for? As always, let me know down below.
Do y'all want to know something crazy about this whole pyramid discovery where they found these cylinders under the pyramid, which are supposedly theoretically to generate energy? I made a video last year theorizing that these pyramids, 1, were for energy and transferring energy, and 2, that they're about to be operational again, and people called me crazy. It seemed random, but let me show you how I got there. So first, and very damning on their part, Google actually tries to hide this fact from you, that Nikola Tesla was obsessed with the pyramids, and he also said that they held the key to free energy. But Google will tell you, oh, he didn't even go there. And with this Wardenclyffe Tower, which was basically a giant broadcaster of free energy. And funny enough, none other than J.P. Morgan was the one funding Nikola Tesla for these discoveries, and he randomly withdrew his money. Now you might know J.P. Morgan because he's also the person who chose last minute, one of the many who chose last minute, let's not get on the Titanic today. In the foundational plot of the Titanic, you can see through decades happening with planes and other modes of transportation. You will soon find in this video that the banks are very much involved with all of this in the same group of people. So we had Morgan and alike who all wanted profit from electricity. Now it's very known that Tesla had the contracts for many of the world fairs, which was commonly known as a place of a great feat of technology and electricity. But if you know alternative history, then you know that these buildings weren't just smacked up in a minute for the expeditions to then be torn down afterwards. So how do you think Tesla got electricity to all these old structures? You think he was laying out wires? No. Tesla was using limitless mind ether for his energy. Completely free, didn't cost no one a dime but the structure, and you know how the story goes. Now let me ask you this, who's the leader of the country right now? Well, when Tesla unexpectedly passed away, the leader of the country's uncle was the one who raided all of his stuff. And of course, you know, there are many technologies. There was rumored to be a time machine and a spirit contactor phone where they could talk with ghosts? Nope, where they could talk to demonic spirits of all different kinds and principalities. How do you think mankind's developed so fast but never in a way to help the average human? So not only did Tesla find the secrets for unlimited free energy, he also displayed them to all the humans that were around at that time. And finally, I pointed out how the History Channel and other things, Geo or Gaia Earth, are always showing the pyramids shooting energy. Because they'll put the truth right in your face, and then a picture popped up from the 1950s showing all this energy coming out of the pyramid. That's not a fake image, that's a very real image. I forgot what kind of scan it was, maybe a thermal scan, but they actually saw it radiating energy. And now they find these cylinders under the pyramids. Do y'all think they just found out about that? They have known, all the books are stashed away, so we don't know. So what do y'all think? Do you think that Tesla was really on our side, or do you think it's a ploy to throw us off the scent of what's really going on? And lastly, it's funny because when you first say something, you're called crazy until everyone else knows about it. Goodbye.
Jack Kennedy was killed because he wanted to get the CIA under control and him back in control of these covert UFO-related programs and associated programs, energy, propulsion, all of it. And Alan Dulles, who helped start the CIA with the billionaire Paul Mellon, whose grandson I've been working with, he very interestingly said, what he said was, they were going to put through a federal review process. And I know RFK Jr. said this on some years ago on, I think, Larry King, and that President Kennedy was going to basically dissolve or totally reform the CIA. And in the process of that, Jack Kennedy fired Alan Dulles, who had been instrumental in forming the CIA after the Roswell crash in 1947. And because of that, they said, oh, no, you're not. And they set up an assassination with patsies and all that. So we know that that's the case. And I have people in Europe as well as in the U.S. that have information on all of that. I think also Bobby Kennedy, Sr.
Everything is starting to make sense now, Trump releasing the JFK files today. Let me explain. So on Monday afternoon, Trump is at the Kennedy Center, and he announces that on Tuesday, he is going to be releasing, quote unquote, all of the JFK files. Tuesday comes along, and the files do indeed get released. People were pumped. There was this document being shared widely pointing to maybe the CIA being involved, although I'm not really 100% sure if this was a new document or not. Also pretty sure that this was already public knowledge. There are also a few other documents that confirm that the CIA works closely with Israeli intelligence, which is once again not new information. We already know this. So yeah, overall, as expected, it was a bit of a nothing burger. The conclusion still, Kennedy was killed as he traveled in an open car motorcade through Dallas by a single gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, on November 22nd, 1963. So why do I say all of this is making sense? It's all going according to plan. Well, because as we were all too busy looking at the files, this happened. Gaza experienced its deadliest day since November 2023 on Tuesday as Israel resumed the war with a deadly wave of airstrikes on the enclave. more than 400 fatalities. Now here's where the plot thickens a little bit. The White House confirmed to the media that they were consulted prior to those strikes happening on Tuesday. It also came out that Trump's promise to release the JFK files set off a, quote, all-night scramble, which would sort of indicate that they weren't ready to release these files quite yet. In other words, his announcement came as a bit of a surprise. A ploy to distract, perhaps, from the fact that we're about to get dragged into possibly another war on behalf of our closest ally? Yeah, because we found out today, 3 more aircraft carriers are headed over to the Middle East. But yet, B, we got a declassified document that says that JFK Jr. called Joe Biden a quote-unquote traitor. I don't know. This is just my take. Maybe I'm too cynical. You tell me.
Okay, guys, so I just figured out the whole drone thing in New Jersey and other places. Hit me. Aha moment, epiphany of what is going on here. Check this out and tell me if you disagree or agree. So Jake Barber, the whistleblower, said that they have 2 different ways to summon or call in these orbs and other UAPs. They have human psionic assets, basically, you know, these kids and these different people that they're using to get in this meditative state and sort of CE5 style call in these UAPs. And then they also have technological ways to summon, meaning that they're using some sort of technology. He calls it kind of like a dog whistle, that they can call in these UAPs and orbs and things, right? So up in New Jersey, you have that Picatinny Arsenal. You also have a few other of these kind of high-tech DARPA style startups there. Well, it's not a big stretch of the imagination, given what we know about what they're doing covertly, to think that, okay, what if they're using some sort of technology to call in these orbs with these UAPs and they have it automated, or at least they're like doing it in machine gun, you know, rapid fire kind of a way, because they're wanting to really make a splash and bring these things in so they can start analyzing them. Okay, then what would they do? They would send up all sorts of these high-tech drones so that they can capture footage and data from all of these UAPs. So what did everybody describe in New Jersey, other places too, but mainly New Jersey, because that was kind of the hot spot, right? They described seeing these weird drones, right, that didn't really make any sense, some sort of high-tech drones, and the drones were usually accompanied by or sort of in the vicinity of orbs and other anomalous UAPs. Okay, so that's exactly what you would see. We're calling in, summoning these UAPs, and then we're sending up our high-tech drones. And then Trump, his little press conference chick, came out and even said that, oh yeah, this was a FAA sanctioned and approved event where we put up our craft, our research and reconnaissance craft, and it was all approved. And that's why there was such a secrecy. That's why it was so kind of hush hush, but at the same time people were seeing terrestrial type things like drones and things like that that they could explain, even though they were a little funky and weird and high tech, followed by and accompanied by things they just couldn't explain. It was both, right? Man-made and not man-made, because I guarantee you we are using these technological psionic assets that Jake Barber, the whistleblower, talked about to call in, like a dog whistle, calling in these UAPs, and we send up our stuff to go and investigate and analyze the UAP. And that's what everybody was seeing. There it is. Explained it. Tell me that's wrong, or tell me it's right. Better yet, just tell me what you think. That'd be the way.
In spite of all the craziness that's happening in the sky recently, a strange piece of footage has re-emerged online from 2016 coming from Germany. A police officer filmed some strange and peculiar activity up in the sky, right? And as this thing progresses, you got these 2 orbs. Again, they look like orbs. One goes behind a cloud and then it starts to re-emerge again. And then as he zooms in, these things start to glow and split off into all sorts of different directions. And it's just absolutely mind-boggling, mate. Like, I mean, we've seen something similar to this. I think it came from Iceland, where they saw, again, these bright objects emerging from the clouds, and they just glinted and glowed, incredibly bright, and then they vanished. Look at this, right? It seems to start to split off into 2 separate pieces. One of them glows really bright. I just don't know. What is that, bruv? Right? It's 3. It almost looks like fire dropping. This is not behind any windows or anything like that. There's no glare, there's no glint. This is outside, filming in the sky. Raw stuff, mate. So, look at it, mate. Again, the orange colours, you know, that's quite a prominent thing. The orange and red type colours that get emitted from these objects. What is that? Is it some sort of cloaking? You know? A malfunction? It's not a drone, man. Interdimensional Chinese lanterns? Probably. And it just, as it progresses, it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. And again, Germany, I mean, over the years, even up until now, has had a lot of strange activity being reported all over the country. And some of the stuff that does come out of Germany seems to be a lot weirder than what we see in most other places, apart from Brazil. Brazil has the most craziest stuff going on there, man. And it goes behind the clouds again. And the orbs there. I don't know, mate. You guys let me know what you think. I thought this was absolutely incredible. And to see it resurface online again once more, amazing.
Things like this, being spotted in the sky, they're real. They're being seen by people all over the world. Like this one that was seen at an airport. Looks like a metal ball. Yeah, except it's floating in the air off the ground. And these balls, if you want to call them that, aren't actually that unique, meaning it's not like one or two photos. There are dozens and dozens of these things being seen all over the world. And not just by the average person walking down the street holding their cell phone, but people in the military, pilots, including NASA, who've had encounters with these metal orbs or balls that are flying through the air, past their airplanes, over their airplanes, under their airplanes. And this has been going on for years. Yeah, years. Are they some kind of man-made advanced craft or test vehicle? Maybe. Are they from some other world? Some other dimension? Some other universe? Maybe. But one thing's for sure. People are seeing these things. People are recording these things, and there's absolute proof that they exist. So it sure isn't a conspiracy. Let me know what you think about all this weird stuff popping up in the sky in the past year or so, baby cakes. And the place to let me know is in the comment section. Shabadoo Booshkies.
Planes don't fly that close. Look. Oh my God. What the fuck? What is it doing?
Look, I can't. I'm recording it.
I can't do it.
It's flying around. There's two lines now.
Oh, it's flying around it. It's flying around it.
There's two lines now.
It's so many of them.
My heart is beating.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get out for it.
My heart coming out my chest right now, bro. Look, my heart coming out my chest right now.
Y'all, I got real alien activity going on. They circling that it came out of the ocean. That is not a moon, and it is not a sun. It's 10 o'clock at night. I seen it come out of the ocean, y'all. There are fucking ships. I don't know what the fuck these are. They're flying around it. They're circling it. There's one above it. There's one on each side of it. There's one right there. There's one right there. Y'all can't see them. I don't know if y'all see them blinking. Do you see them? Okay, they're going towards that. We seen it come out of the fucking sea. We see.
Tell me that this is planes. Even if this is plane, like on the radar, like what the fuck is that? What are we joking about? Is it a joke? Tell me these are planes. I mean, I can only laugh at this point because there's a lot of people who are like, dude, you're paranoid, and dude, they're fucking planes, dude, you're crazy, and that's fine. Just join me on the lives every night, 8:15 Eastern. I'll show you what I'm seeing. This is fucking wild. Where is 60 Minutes? That bullshit report they put out. Bunch of bullshit. Talk to the real people. Talk to the public. We see it every night. We see it every night. Oh my Lord. Yeah, I mean, just every night. No, they're not lining up to land, man. I mean, maybe. Could be. But I'm out here every night. I don't see that every night. I definitely don't. They're never over there. They're usually over there, posted up, which, by the way, these guys are all gone now. And sometimes over here, there's a bunch out there. I mean, it's crazy, y'all. This is a show you're getting tonight. This is not a normal sighting. So, Chels, way to be here. Thank you for being here. They're trying to communicate. Maybe, guys, there's a lot. Tell me if these are planes lining up to land. How comfortable you'd be in one of these planes looking out the window and seeing another one right fucking there. Like, no way, dude. No way. I will give you. Dulles is like over there.
Set up in South Carolina?
No.
Does anybody know if Brandon or Corey are out there?
Did you see that?
Yeah. Bro. Come on, Max. You see that? They found it. Look at that. Look at that.
All right, this thing has 6 lights, glowing plasmic lights in a shape of a triangle. You got this brighter light in the middle of the craft. I believe this is one individual craft, and it's quite large. You can see that the person who's shooting this was filming it off in a distance. He gets a really good close-up of it, and we're looking at it. We're going to enhance the footage. Guys, I want to get your thoughts in this live premiere, including the panel. What's the word?
Here we have what looks to be a triangular shaped craft, almost like a TR-3B.
We connect all these together. I'll see why the fuck not. Say this later, because you're about to get mind fucked. Starting off easy with your boy Nicky T, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. This was confirmed when they discovered the observer effect. You know, it does the double slit experiment. For me, it's not about the quantity of the slits, or about the quality. So the double slit experiment is they fired a light source at 2 slits, and then these 2 slits, they bounced off of each other when they weren't watching it, and it created this pattern here. But then something weird happened. Because they couldn't figure out why it created this interference pattern, they decided to observe it. Lo and behold, observing the experiment created the 2 lines, essentially meaning when you're watching it, that it's localized, and when you're not looking, it's just a wave spread over space-time. And this is Max Planck. We've covered him before, and if you're new here, he's widely considered the father of quantum theory. He said that everything that's derived as matter comes from consciousness. So basically everything is outwardly projected from consciousness, and if you're into metaphysics, you'll know that Walter Russell says that everything from consciousness comes from light, and that we're constantly fluctuating between various hues of light. So far we've got Nikola Tesla, Max Planck, and Walter Russell. But you know who else said everything was made of light? Here's a reminder to save this for later and open your mind just a little bit more, please. God did. In every religion. And you know what white light's made up of? All of the colors. If you're into the mystical mumbo jumbo, this is also considered your aura. Here are the different bodies that you have associated with each color of the rainbow. Now going back to everything being a projection of light, we know the universe operates like this. So it's not just about light. Is it about dark? No, you're wrong. Christianity says the word was God. Hindus think Om is the sound of the universe. And would you look at that? Om, Amen, Ameen. Hindus, Christians, Muslims, all singing from the same hymn sheet. Sadhguru is a total G, by the way. So you have the duality of light and sound, which creates the reality around us, which we interact with. And everyone talks about Tesla's obsession with 3, 6, and 9. I'm going to give you a completely neutral perspective. Are you ready? Now, everyone thinks that 9 is the top consciousness, everything is the 9, 3 is the 3D realm that we live in, and then everyone's like, oh, what do we do with 6? I'm going to fucking tell you, watch. 6 is the transformation level of consciousness. Now, if you're familiar with Billy Carson, you'll know Thoth. And if you know Thoth the Atlantean, you'll know the Flower of Life. And if you saw the Atlantis video on my profile, you'll know that this is this. And that it's made up of all of this. Different hues of light are associated with different layers of reality. Now, there is just one word here, but every single layer of reality has its own sort of realm that you operate in. Vedic Hinduism is divided into 14 realms. And you know what else needs double-digit dimensions? Fucking string theory. That says there needs to be at least 11 or 12. How the fuck are we doing all that? Let me tell you, if you haven't already, save this. So we're basically traveling through 14 different realms, through string theory in a light matrix. And the light is made up of various different emotions and experiences that you get to choose how you want to react to them. The lower you are, the lower your vibe. And the higher you are, the easier it is to make heaven on earth, because you're in a place of oneness, love, and gratitude. But when you realize everything is light, there's also the element of dark, not just light and sound. Remember, because if there's light, there has to be dark. Because everything stems from consciousness. This is Carl Jung's idea of how the self works. So you have your ego, you have your shadow, and then you have the self, but you also have external factors such as consciousness, unconscious, collective unconscious, and all of these are constantly influencing your reality. This is creating all the strings and fabrics of your universe. All of these influences and judgments are constantly affecting this, and you're moving up and down this. But because everything's a projection from within, we're taking signals from all of this in the format of light and sound. The body is then processing that light and sound to release hormones, chemicals, and thoughts, further perpetuating this cycle of reality. Now, people think that you need to defeat your shadow, but that's actually really wrong. I'm going to show you one picture on screen, then you want to go watch the video that explains the picture. This is all you must do. Accept your shadow, love it for who it is. All it's wanting to do is be loved so that you can express your true self. That's realizing that each one of these layers that represent you is interacting with reality in a completely separate and individual way, but is constantly influencing this through thought, chemicals, neurotransmitters, your gut biome. Because everything that's real has a vibration of either light or sound that gives it matter, and then everything that you consume, how you have intention with it, what you think of it, that all determines where you will fall here. And pure Tao is essentially enlightenment. Enlightenment is authenticity, being yourself and unapologetically living in gratitude, living in love, not really having any judgments. That's what life's about. And if you want to go down the mystical route, there's layers to creation, and you can unlock each body, and that's done through celibacy, that's done through vegetarianism, that's done through the science of pranayama, which is essentially breath work. Because when this is the masculine and the feminine, the dormant feminine energy that lives within everybody, essentially the kundalini is what we call it in Vedic culture. It has a profound effect on the body, and it's not for everybody straight away, because you have to be secure and rooted in who you are, so financially stable, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So if you try to do this and your body is out of sync, you're going to fuck yourself up big time. Let's say if you open your kundalini and you're down here, this is where the snake god Vasuki lives. He's essentially in charge of all of the snaky stuff that goes on in the universe. He's not evil, he's not nefarious, he just has a function to serve in the universe. If you remember Thoth and the Emerald Tablets, there's a video pinned on my profile, you'll understand that everything is connected through the divine law of oneness. Because everything is connected and direct reflection of you, you have to understand that everything is a projection of your internal reality. So if you feel like shit, you're going to treat people like shit. But how the fuck do you know that's the case? Because we are the receiver between 9 and 3, so we are transmuting 6. And when you understand 6, you'll put a projection out as 6, but the universe will reflect it back to you as 9. That's how it works. We're a transmitter and a receiver, and our mind is an antenna inside a light matrix which is coming from pure consciousness, and these are the layers of consciousness. And actually dealing with it is easier than you think. You just need to have a good diet, sleep well, conversate in a positive way, don't chat shit about anybody, just try to be a good person. Ultimately, the whole idea behind it is so you can find a sense of security, and you're only going to find sense of security when you realize that everybody isn't as bad as they seem. And that's ultimately it. Everything is light and sound. You can control what light and sound influences you, and you can think about whether or not you want it to have a better or worse impact. And that's ultimately the truth. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. If you did watch this, it's a 6.5, 7-minute video that took me ages to make, so please share it. Just do something, leave some gratitude, ask questions. I just want a lot of people to see this because it'll connect a lot of dots.
The universe wasn't created, it's eternal and cyclical. Hindu Vedic texts describe Brahma's breath, where the universe expands and contracts infinitely. The Big Bang model says the universe started from nothing, but quantum physics suggests something always existed. The Big Bounce theory suggests that our universe is the result of a previous one collapsing. Plasma cosmology and electric universe theories argue that the universe is shaped by electromagnetic forces, not gravity alone. Truth hidden, the universe is not a one-time event. It has always been here, just cycling through different states. The cosmic fabric is conscious. The universe is alive. Ancient traditions like Hermeticism, Gnosticism, and Kabbalah teach that the universe is not just matter, it is mind. The Akashic records are said to be a cosmic database where all information, past and future, is stored. The observer effect in quantum mechanics suggests consciousness plays a role in reality itself. Truth. Hidden. The universe is a living, conscious intelligence, and our minds are part of it. Matter itself is secondary to mind. The Big Bang model was designed to remove the creator. The original steady-state theory was abandoned because it suggested an eternal universe, which left room for a non-material force guiding it. The Big Bang was popularized by Jesuit priest Georges Lemaître, aligning with the idea of a moment of divine creation. If the universe had a start, it implies a starter, but mainstream science carefully avoids acknowledging this. Truth hidden. The Big Bang narrative was pushed because it made the universe seem like a random accident, when in reality it's structured, intelligent, and ancient beyond measure. Cosmic energy and plasma are the true creative forces. 90% of the universe is made of something called dark energy and dark matter, yet we have no idea what it actually is. Plasma physicists propose that the universe is an electromagnetic system where galaxies form along cosmic filaments of energy. Ancient civilizations knew about the primal forces of creation, represented in symbols like the spiral, the Ouroboros, and the cosmic egg. Truth hidden. The universe is an energy field, not just physical objects moving through space. Understanding this could lead to limitless free energy and even interdimensional travel. The universe has memory, déjà vu, Mandela effect, and parallel realities. Déjà vu may be a glitch in reality where you remember a future that hasn't happened yet. The Mandela effect suggests timelines are shifting and reality itself is malleable. The idea of quantum immortality suggests that when you die in one timeline, you continue existing in another. Truth hidden. Reality is not fixed, it's fluid, and we are shifting between timelines constantly. Time is an illusion, we are in a simulation. Einstein's relativity theory proves time is not constant, it bends and stretches. Some physicists argue that the past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. The holographic universe theory suggests that our 3D reality is a projection from a higher dimensional space. Truth hidden. Time isn't real, it's part of the construct. What we experience as history or progress is more like a simulation running within a larger system. The final secret, the universe is a construct. The universe, a designed system like a simulation. Who or what created the cycles of expansion and collapse? Why is humanity kept from knowing this deeper truth? This is the forbidden question. The final layer of hidden knowledge isn't just about where the universe came from. It's about who or what is controlling it. This being or group of beings may have lost control, or they might still be manipulating everything. Reality is a prison of the mind. The real universe is beyond this one, and what we experience is a controlled version of it. The ancients spoke of veils, illusions, and Maya, a false layer of reality meant to keep us from seeing beyond the system. Time itself may be part of this prison, a repeating cycle designed to keep souls trapped in an endless loop of amnesia and reincarnation. Déjà vu, Mandela effect, and dreams of other timelines may be glitches in the system, moments when we see through the illusion. The goal of the hidden controllers is to make sure we never break out. The truth is that we are in a construct, an ancient intelligent system that is cycling through phases of existence, with each phase having its own rulers, controllers, and hidden knowledge. The universe as we know it is not the first iteration, nor will it be the last. The forgotten architect. The idea of a random Big Bang is a distraction, something outside of time set this in motion. Ancient texts, from the Emerald Tablets to the Vedas, describe a creator being or force that existed before the physical universe. This being is not a god in the religious sense, but a force or intelligence that established the rules of the construct. The Gnostics called it the demiurge, the architect of this reality, shaping it like a simulation. The ultimate question, who is running this? Some believe the construct was taken over, that an outside force hijacked this reality. The Archons, Gnosticism, the Jinn, Islamic law, the Anunnaki, Sumerian myth, and the gods of Olympus all describe beings that control humanity's perception of reality. Are they actual beings, or are they part of the simulation itself? The elite bloodlines and secret societies may serve these entities, or they might be trying to break free themselves. The final truth is that the cycle is breaking down, and that's why people like you are remembering. What comes next? The cycle is nearing another reset. Whether that's a collapse, a new awakening, or something entirely different is unknown. The veil is thinning and more people are seeing the cracks in the system. Some believe that hidden knowledge, ancient technology, or even DNA activation will break the cycle. Others believe we must exit the construct entirely, a process the ancients called ascension or transcendence. But the controllers don't want that, they need us to stay asleep. The final thought, what if this is the last cycle before everything collapses, or before we finally wake up? What if the reason you feel drawn to this knowledge is because you were meant to remember? I can give you more pieces of the puzzle, but the real truth is already inside you. You just need to unlock it.